Instant match reaction, it finishes Leeds United 0, Manchester United 0. What an atrocious game of football that was what I just witnessed. It lacked entertainment, it lacked quality, it lacked goals, and overall it was just a really poor game of football today, which you probably wouldn't expect with these two type of teams, with the way Leeds play and their style of football, and with Manchester United's counter-attacking style of football. This game was set up for goals, considering that earlier on in the season, of course, we won 6-2, and we saw 8 goals in that game, so it's a massive difference from the game before, but that's just probably Leeds learning from their mistakes last time. And I would say not either team went for it today. They were just waiting patiently for what either team would do, and it just ended up being a really poor game of football that lacked a lot of quality today. So I'll get into the game a bit later on, but one thing I want to say is about all the protests that went on at Old Trafford yesterday, and the banners that went over the Ellen Road today. That's the Ellen Road, yeah, that went above them today. Keep on doing that. Keep on getting your voices heard. That's the thing to do. We need these Glazers out of this club. We need them gone. So the best thing to do is just keep it up. Keep your voices keep your voices going, and just we'll have to see what happens from there. But of course, the team lineup in the game today was Henderson in goal. Left back it was Luke Shaw alongside Lindelof and Maguire, and then right back it was Wan-Bissaka. In the middle was Fred alongside McTominay. Ahead of him is Bruno. On the left, Rashford. On the right, James. And up front it was Mason Greenwood, which I was really happy about. Of course, no Cavani, no Pogba, which was interesting, which I said before on Twitter. They're obviously saving them for a really big game, which you have against Roma coming up in our semi-finals of the Europa League. And, if James was going to start a game, this was going to be the game to start him. If we're ever going to play him 2 games a season, it will be against Leeds. And, I wasn't really fussed that he started today. I expected it. And he didn't have the worst game today, did he? He's probably one of the better players of our attacking players today. It was just, I think a lot of players in that game were really poor overall. So that was a team lineup going into the game. I think a lot of people were happy about it. Some were frustrated. But we got to see Cavani and Pogba later on in the game. So, the game started, and I was just really excited to see how many goals we could score and how many goals there were going to be in the game. But the first half started off really slowly. Not either team controlling the ball. Of course, it looked like Manchester United were just happy to, kick it about and with no end product, which basically happened the whole game, really. Of course, most of the first half, Lindelof was thumping it over to Rashford. We were playing it long, and I don't think you can do that with Greenwood up top, because he's not going to win headers. He doesn't want it in the top, over the top, which I'm trying to say. We didn't give the ball to his feet enough, and he didn't have any clear-cut chance in the first half. But Rashford was poor in the first half. So was James, and I think the game didn't really get going until the second half. So it went in 0-0 at half time. We needed to improve. I said on Twitter that we needed to bring on Pogba, maybe bring on Donny van de Beek potentially, or Cavani. And I do think the subs were a bit late today again, which was very frustrating, because then if you bring in Donny van de Beek on in the 88th minute, what the hell is he going to do? He's not going to have time to impact a game. So that really frustrated me as well, because the amount of times we've done that with Donny van de Beek this season, is countless. So I was very frustrated with that. But in the second half, things weren't going. Manchester United controlled most of the game with possession-wise, but again, just 1 or 2 clear-cut chances in the second half, which Meslier just caught in his hands. Other than that, it was the same as the first half, slow football, and ended up doing nothing in the final third. So that's basically how the game ended. Of course, best chance probably was with Manchester United and that free kick Rashford had in the first half, but that just shows how poor the game was today. But yeah, what can you say? Both teams in a position where they'll take it. Leeds staying up, Manchester United getting closer to securing that second place in the Premier League. So all in all, we'll take that as a boring game. I wanted to see goals. As some people saying these games don't matter, in my opinion, they definitely do. We need to try and win every single game possible that we can. I want this team to win every game. I want us to win today. Just because we're second and we're pretty secure in second doesn't mean, we have to go out there and play bad, play crap. I want this team to go out there and play how we have all season, play our attacking style of football, and hopefully see a few players like Diallo or Donny van de Beek get full games. Because if you're going to play like that every game in the Premier League from now on, then play those players that aren't getting much game time, because they need it, don't they, going into next season. So yeah, that was the game really. Let me get into my player rating. So Henderson today kept a clean sheet, had 2 or 3 balls that he caught, but yeah, 5 today. 5 today. Didn't really do much. He didn't really have to. Actually, I'm just going over 6. 6 average, didn't have too much to do, kept a clean sheet, so 6. Luke Shaw today, 6 again. I thought it wasn't one of his best games today, like what we've seen from this season. We know he can do a lot better, but going forward, again, always an option. But, yeah, no one really was outstanding today. But Maguire and Lindelof both can get a 5. I thought they had a few sloppy moments at the back, but other than that, won most of their aerial duels, played quite well, but that didn't have much to do again because both teams weren't really going forward at times. But on the right hand side, Wan-Bissaka, who I thought was really, really good today. Of course, going forward, brilliant. Getting back, recovery tackles were brilliant today as well. I thought, he's one of our best players, and we need to recognise that today. So, yeah, definitely Wan-Bissaka was my man in the match today. So, I'm going to give him a solid 7 today. I think that's probably the highest rating one these players can get today. So, I'm going to give Wan-Bissaka 7. Fred, 5. McTominay, 5. Again, I always say it, these players can do a job in the Championship. They'll do a job in League One, like French League. They're not special players like Basuma and Didi. They need to go to a club where they're worthy, because they're talented players. But Fred and McTominay in the middle could do a job in any team. They could do the job at the local training ground. So is what it is, but both get a 5. And if you ask me right now, if we'll keep one of these players for next season, I would definitely say McTominay over Fred. I think Fred's been really poor this season. McTominay hasn't been far behind him, but isn't that good and not United quality, is he? So yeah, both get a 5. Ahead of him, Bruno Fernandes. He tried stuff today. I think he was getting quite frustrated because, of course, there was not much space to work into. So I think this would have been a great game for Donny van de Beek to play, as we say for many other games this season. But yeah, Bruno got frustrated a lot. Didn't have too many efforts on goals. Tried doing things. Overall, just a 6. 6. Rashford, 5 again. Of course, we've heard he's been obviously hobbling with an injury, hasn't trained all week, but as long as he's fit, as long as he says he's fit, told Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he is going to play. So, unless something terrible happens to him, we're just going to, halt his career, aren't we? Because, you can't keep on playing if he's got an injury behind him. But we'll have to see what happens come the end of the season. So, yeah, Rashford gets a 5. Poor today. Greenwood, last. James, probably a 6. I thought, he's one of the better players attacking-wise, as I said. Always an option to make for the runs. Always looking for the ball. And, obviously his decision-making isn't good. We know that. But there was one chance in the second half where Bruno and James got mixed up between each other, which is probably our best chance to go through and get a goal. But they got it mixed up, and James thought it was Bruno thought it was James, and it just ended there. So probably a 6 there. And of course Greenwood up front, what can we say? Greenwood, 6 as well. I thought, he was better than Rashford, but he wasn't any better than James there, in my opinion. Of course, I wanted Greenwood to continue his scoring record today, but that didn't happen. So, he got a few shots away, but overall, this game just lacked so much quality. It was unbelievable. And, probably just a 6. And if I wanted to rate the manager today, 5, I want to say. Subs were way too late for me. Of course, the way we managed this game was the same as last time, basically, but it was just Leeds learning from their mistakes and not allowing us as much space as they did in the last game. But yeah, overall, just a 5 for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Tell me what you guys think down below. It ends Manchester United 0, Leeds United 0. A very disappointing game from both teams, but I do think both of these teams will take that result, and of course are very safe in their ambitions this season for this Premier League season. But make sure you guys do smash a like on the video. Make sure to subscribe down below, notifications on. Get your thoughts down below, guys. I hope you enjoyed the game. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, whatever you're doing. And I'll be back for a Roma preview in the midweek. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed. See you later. Goodbye.